राधा माधव श्री राधे।
जय राधा माधव राधा माधव राधे।
जय प्रभुपादा जय प्रभुपादा जय प्रभुपादा जय प्रभुपादा।
जय प्रभुपादा जय प्रभुपादा
प्रभुपदा जय
प्रभु
प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा।
Thank you all for joining. I just got set up. I will get started. We are in the Bhagavad-gita, 18 chapter, 18-day program. We completed until chapter 9. We have to do chapter 10 today. So give me 1 minute. We'll start sharing my screen. Do we want to do a quick recap after of the first 9 chapters, or should we go into chapter 10? What
If
do you
you
guys
want to
prefer?
recap, we can recap.
Okay, so let me load that recap, then I'll pause the recording for one few minutes. Before we start discussing about any spiritual topics, we'll say a few prayers. Please say along with me. We'll say together. Om
Okay.
Ajnanatimmirandasya Gnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Deshatarini. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So the chapter 1 is Arjuna doesn't want to fight, and he gives 5 reasons, and Krishna addresses almost all of the 4 reasons, the 5 reasons in the first 2 chapters, but the rest of the Bhagavad Gita is all about Arjuna's indecision, because that is the same indecision we are all facing currently in our life, every step of the way, that am I doing the right thing or am I doing the wrong thing? And his chapter 2 is about Arjuna's surrender to Krishna. Same thing, like if we want to take help from someone, we have to go and approach them in a humble state of mind, and then we have to take their instructions seriously, with not whimsically. And Arjuna showed that as an example by surrendering to Krishna and then taking his instruction. And Krishna starts giving the details about that we are not the body, that we are the soul that resides within. And just like we change the dresses life after life, the body also is changed by the soul, one life after another. And then Krishna touches about the dharma and karma, which is elaborated in chapter 2. So what we have to understand from chapter 2 is, the person trying to understand Bhagavad Gita should at least theoretically accept Sri Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead in submissive spirit. Otherwise, it is very difficult to understand Bhagavad Gita, because it is a great mystery. This is what Srila Prabhupada says. And then chapter 10 is actually very relevant to this, what we'll see that, because unless and until we completely understand that Krishna is the ultimate, that Bhagavad Gita's revelations will not come to us. So at least even though we have not seen Krishna's hand in our life practically yet, but if we start theoretically accepting it, then we will see Krishna's hand in our life, and we'll see the revelations of Bhagavad Gita. And then other things we discussed, so we'll skip this because we already went through of those things. And chapter 3 is a recap of Karma Yoga, and then what is working versus renouncing, and what is the work that we must do, which is called yagna, which is a sacrifice. And we have to be exemplary, even though the learned uh, people, like the self-realized people, don't have anything to work, they still work, because people take them as examples. Yad yad acharati shrestha means whatever the learned people do, the ordinary men follow. And Krishna introduces the concept of lust. When Arjuna questions, "Oh Krishna, why does anyone uh, do the wrong things as if there is compelled by force?" Krishna says, "No, Arjuna, it is your own, that person's own desire only. If the person really doesn't have the desire, there is no force involved. It all starts with everything. Everything we do in our life stems with our desire. If that desire is not there, we won't be hankering for that actually, or doing that activity. And that's what we just discussed. And chapter 4 is about transcendental knowledge. Krishna says use intelligence. And how can we use intelligence? We need to have knowledge about that. And that knowledge from the spiritual world is the Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga, or the transcendental knowledge. And Krishna gives the way on how to get that knowledge. And does anyone know what is the benefit of having this knowledge? Janma karma च मे दिव्यम evam yo veti tattvataha tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti so Arjuna. Means Krishna says, oh Arjuna, if anyone knows about the transcendental nature of myself and my activities and my birth, for them there is there is no birth again. Means they will go back home, back to Godhead. Means if we know the how Krishna appears, yada yada hi dharmasya glanirбхавати, means every millennium after millennium, why he appears and how what are the three purposes he appears: to deliver the devotees, to annihilate the demons, and to establish dharma. And if we know how he appears millennium after millennium, and especially if we know the appearance of Lord Krishna himself, then we will not have another birth in this material world. And yeah, the next one is, yeah, we also, chapter 4, one important thing is about the division of the society. And it is very important. It's called Varna. Chatur Varnam Maya Srishtam. Means Krishna says the four Varnas in the society, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, is created by me. But the reason we have to address this very clearly is the Varna that is described in Bhagavad-gita is not the caste that we have in the Indian society currently. People compare them both, but they are completely different, because the caste is taken from a Portuguese concept by the British, which is called castos, or lineage. Means that what is your lineage? Your lineage is defined by your parents, their parents, parents, like that. Means it is like set to the family, and that is called castos in Portuguese, and now it becomes caste in English. But Varna is not like that. Varna is something that you acquire. Like in a society, you have doctors, correct? You have engineers, you have janitors, you have teachers. Can a doctor's son automatically or daughter automatically become a doctor?
No,
Can an engineer's son automatically become an engineer?
no,
And if a doctor's son goes and says, I want to do surgery because I'm a doctor's son, will society allow?
no, no.
And can a
No.
doctor's son become an engineer?
Yes, we can.
Can a janitor's son become a police?
Yes.
Yes. But in the Indian society, if you say that I want to change the caste, they will arrest you, because that is a fixed thing. You cannot change the caste, unfortunately. But because that is a very Western concept. But the Varna is something that is not based on birth. Janma karma cha so Chaturvarnya Maya Srishtam Guna Karma Vibhagasa. Means Vibhagasa means differentiated or divided based on Guna and Karma. Everybody by birth gets a guna. Means like somebody might be very obedient, somebody might be very strong minded, somebody might be very like all those different natures will be there, and they will be doing different activities also based on their work that they do and their propensity. Then their varna will be decided. So a brahmana's son need not be a brahmana. A Shudra's son can be a Brahmana. But that is the real concept of Varnashrama, and there are so many examples of those in the past that all these Varnas have been going. But even in the Kali Yuga, it is said that Kalo Shudra Sambhava, means by birth everybody is a Shudra, means because the processes that are required to that are prescribed in the Vedas are not followed. So that's why after 10 years or 11 years, they assess. Okay, there used to be Gurukulas where all the children in the village go to Gurukul, and then they take lessons from the teacher, spiritual master there. And then by the time they reach 10 years or 11 years, they will see, the guru will see that, okay, this person has this nature, this person has this ability, physically and mentally. Then they will decide the varna and give them the sacred thread. So that is why that you have the the initiation concept in this other varnas, means Brahmana, Kshatriya, and Vaishya. So that is the real concept, but that was converted into caste, and that led to so many challenges in the Indian society. That is what we have to clearly understand. In chapter 5, we went into the details, which is how to work without attachment and what is the equal vision of a Pandita Samadarshanaha. Means like everybody will be looking, the learned sages will be looking at a dog eater, a cow, a elephant, a Brahmana with equal vision because they see Paramatma sitting within the heart. And that is also the means of the universal peace formula. Means everyone sees Krishna as the ultimate enjoyer, and if they know that Krishna is the well-wisher of everyone and he is the supreme Lord, then everybody is putting Krishna in the center. Then we don't have any boundaries that I draw saying that this is mine, this is yours, and there will not be any conflict, and that is the universal peace formula. And chapter 6 is about, we discussed, right? Who is our both friend and enemy? The mind, yes. Yeah. So when is the mind a friend?
When in our control,
Yes. When is it our enemy?
when completely out of control.
When we are in the control of the mind, means like we just tell whatever comes to the mind, we just do that. Oh, mind wants to go and play, we go play. Mind wants to go and watch TV, even though there is an exam tomorrow, we watch TV. So those are the things that are listening to the mind, then it becomes our enemy. But if we control the mind, saying that no, you, how can we control the mind?
Meditation.
Meditation. But if somebody doesn't know meditation in general also, right?
Intelligence.
Intelligence, because the hierarchy was given of the senses are controlled by the mind is controlled by the intelligence. Okay. So, and then who is the top, and success and failure we saw. What if a yogi does this practice in Krishna consciousness, and then they fail? Are they like a riven cloud not belonging to here and there? Krishna says, don't worry, Arjuna. Even little that you do will be a greatest benefit. And if you do for a prolonged practice, then you are going to take birth. Of course, in if we are following this Krishna conscious movement, there is no reason for taking another birth again, because if we follow the four regulative principles that we discussed briefly and then do the chanting, then the holy name is so powerful. Kalikale Namarupe Krishna Avatar, means in Kali Yuga, Krishna took the form as a holy name. So when we are chanting the holy name of Krishna, Krishna is actually dancing on the tongue, and by that process he is clearing off uh, so much bad karma, or the karma that we have accumulated for millions of lifetimes, and then we'll be able to go back home, back to Godhead. And the topmost yogi is always who meditates on the form of the Supreme Lord. Yeah, Krishna continues to stress that our attachment to the sense pleasure is the root cause of all miseries in chapter 6. And our desires for sense pleasure stem from the mind. We have to control the mind. And Ashtanga Yoga is one of the processes for controlling the mind, provided we follow the prescribed steps correctly. Means like leaving the family, being celibate, and then sitting on a kusha grass and all those things, which are not what the modern society follows. Chapter 7, okay, Krishna here gives explains about his two natures. What are his two natures? Anyone knows?
Nature.
So the two natures are Mahamaya and Yogamaya. So basically, Krishna has uh, uh, like basically three energies and two natures. Nature is the material nature and the spiritual nature. The material nature is controlled by Mahamaya, means Durga Devi. The spiritual nature is controlled by Radharani, means the Yogamaya. We living entities have always been associated in the material world. So we are under the control of Durga Devi. And in the main nature of this material world is Dukkhalayam Ashasvata, means it is place of misery and everything is temporary, whether it is pains or pleasures, everything is temporary. Our goal is to go to a place which is free from all these miseries and everything is permanent there. That is the place which we have to go to the spiritual world. And Krishna also gives a glimpse of he is the source of everything, and who cannot and who can know him. And does anyone know who cannot know Krishna? People who are
Atheists, they don't know.
atheists don't know, but what is the nature of the atheists? What quality they
They
have?
don't believe
Don't believe. Yes.
Okay.
person.
Yeah, they are faithless and they are envious of the Supreme Lord. Means the whole reason that we have here in the first place is we look at the Krishna is the, we read in chapter 529, Bhoktaram Yagnatasa, means I am the enjoyer of everything. And we, living entities, saw that Krishna is the only enjoyer in the spiritual nature. And we wanted to be our own enjoyers also. Then Krishna then gave the opportunity for us to become. And those things will come in the Gnana Yoga section of Bhagavad Gita. We'll discuss more. Yeah. So basically, chapter 7 is about, we have been discussing about we have to meditate on Krishna always, right? How can we meditate on Krishna always? So let's say we want to think of someone a lot. How can we do that? If we know about their good qualities, correct? So if let's take a friend, if we want to always think of the friend, we if we know that good qualities of the friend, we keep thinking about this. That's why Krishna is giving his qualities in this chapter. So if we get attracted to those qualities, then we always keep thinking of him. And this verse is after many, many births only, someone will get the opportunity to understand that Krishna is the ultimate and surrender onto him. And that kind of souls are very rare. So all those, you all who joined here, it's not ordinary thing that you came to this step, which is reading Bhagavad Gita and understanding that Krishna is topmost, because that is very, very rare. We might have already tried so many of these yoga processes already. And chapter 8, Krishna, Arjuna's questions and Krishna's answer. Basically, Krishna gives in the chapter 7 the steps to come back to Godhead, which is to keep the mind always engaged in Krishna at the time of death. And Arjuna is asking, how is it possible? And Krishna is giving quick answers. And now is the chapter where Krishna is going to tell that Bhakti Yoga is the topmost. After all the yoga processes, Bhakti Yoga is the most effective and topmost. And he also gives the different times of leaving the body by the yogis. And but a devotee, he also ends saying that, but a devotee is not worried about this. If you see about, because some people, there is also another misconception in India that, oh, this you have to wait for Uttarayana to leave the body, Dakshinayana, the sun is in the, yeah, that applies only for the yogis who are practicing who are not in Bhakti Yoga and who are trying to do their own endeavor, either Gnana Yoga or Dhyana Yoga or other yoga processes, Ashtanga Yoga. But if somebody is a devotee, Krishna ends this chapter saying that a devotee is not bewildered by such a change, because a devotee is always guaranteed to go back home, whether they are leaving the body in the Uttarayan Kala or Dakshinayan Kala. And even like if you think about it, the the criteria that was given is, um, the yogi should leave a body when the sun is in the northern direction, Uttarayana. Then it should be in the daytime it should be during the day, not in the night. And it should be a clear sky, not cloudy. And it should be during the time when there is auspicious time. And if you calculate all those things, right? So in an year, you have 365 days, which is 6 months. 6 months is Uttarayana, 6 months is Dakshinayana. So 50% gone there. And in that, you are saying only during the daytime, 25%. In the 25%, you are saying that it should be very clear, the sky. In some places, like where I live, Cleveland, it's always cloudy. So it's down to 5%. And in that 5%, then you're saying that it has to be during the auspicious times of the day. You generally have maximum 3 to 4 auspicious times in the day. Most of the other times is normal time, which means that if you calculate, it roughly comes to 1 to 2%. So if a yogi is really trying to leave the body with his own endeavor, there is only 1 to 2% chance they might go back home back to Godhead. And you can, because why is that provision given? Because Krishna is merciful. He doesn't want to say that, oh, only like I have to force you to do bhakti yoga, because it's also possible that someone can get a wild card and they might enter into that. And this is the wild card, and wild card doesn't happen always, right? Wild card is very, very rare to come. So do we want to rely on a process that is very effective and very easy to achieve, or do we want to follow a process that is very less probability?
Effective and easy to achieve.
Yeah, so that's what chapter 8 is about. And Krishna is saying, Antakaleja mameva smaran mukta kalevaram yah prayati samad bhavam yati nasatira samshaya. Means if somebody meditates on me at the time of death, they will for sure reach me without any doubt on that. And yeah, some people might also think that, oh, Krishna told that I have to think of him at the time of death. Okay, I will enjoy my life until death comes, and maybe I will start at around 80 years or 75 years when all my responsibilities are done. Then I will think of Krishna. How is it possible? Like it is mentioned that the death is like the life's final exam. Can we pass an exam if we study only one night before? We have to study, we have to listen to the classes, we have to keep imbibing that again and again. Then same thing, we cannot think of Krishna at the time of that if we did not think of Krishna during our life. So the sooner we start the process of bhakti yoga, the more effect, the more chance, or no, it's not chance, but Krishna. Okay, so other thing is, if we uh, do the bhakti yoga sooner, and in Kali Yuga, whatever problems we are getting, we don't know. Like there is dementia, there is Parkinson's disease. Uh, what if we might get a doubt? Oh, I'm going to do bhakti yoga by during my young age, and what if at the time of death I can't recollect anything? Then Krishna promises, saying that, oh, if you cannot remember me at the time of death, I will remember you and take you back. See, that is the promise he gives. So Yoga Kshemam Vahamyaham, he says. Yeah, so what ultimately it comes down to is our own choice. Do we want to be, there is no force in any of this, because that's the key here. We might be disseminating all this knowledge, but the one thing we have to always stress is it boils down to us. People, there is a saying, right? You can take the horse to the water, but the horse has to decide to drink. So whatever we can do, ultimately it is our desire. Do we want to take up this process of self-realization through Krishna consciousness, or do we want to stay in this miserable place and be happy with the minute happiness that comes with one or two pleasures that come and then they go like that? And Krishna doesn't force us to choose one or the other. He always gives us the free will. The moment we turn to Krishna and extend our hand, he is immediately there to hold our hand. But that is the first step he is waiting for, that to turn towards him and extend our hand. Until we do that, he will not. Because when we came to this material world, we told Krishna, Krishna, I don't want to enjoy in relationship with you. I want to enjoy independently. Don't come to me. We forgot that actually, but that is the thing. We told Krishna, Krishna, I don't want to enjoy with you. I want to enjoy independently. Until and unless I call you, don't come. And Krishna is keeping his word. He said, okay, go ahead. And now it is our choice. Do we want to turn and say, Krishna, now I am ready. I want to come back home. Or do I want to still stay here? And from chapter 8, other lessons we can take is, yeah, same thing, which is less than 2% probability with other yoga processes, where Bhakti Yoga is 100% guaranteed, because the Krishna is saying that he is giving a promise that I will come and take you back. Chapter 9 is the most confidential knowledge. Why is it the most confidential knowledge? Anyone can guess? Okay, so basically we can go step by step, right? We'll skip this because this I don't have the. Yeah, so basically how it starts off is this. Everyone of us is at the bottom initially. Our consciousness, we can take this as three things: consciousness, actions, and knowledge. Our consciousness is at the default stage when we are always seeking pleasure, worrying, or having different worries and so many indecisions. Our actions are always animalistic, eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. There is no difference between us and animals. Only the degree of enjoyment is different, or the degree of satisfaction is different. The knowledge is only material knowledge. We are reading, like doing medicine or engineering, or only the our teachers, nothing spiritual. But once we have the question, in our consciousness, who am I? Why am I here? That will take us to the next inquisitive level, which is it will reveal the conferential knowledge, which is that who am I is you are not the body, you are not the designations that you have, but you are the spirit soul. Then we start exploring who is that soul like that. That is the beginning of our spiritual knowledge. And then once we extend further, then we will know that, okay, there is this basic ritualistic ceremonies. If I do that, then I will be able to get good karma and get a better birth. Then that is, and then once the progress, but by that knowledge, you will understand that yoga must be performed, which is to serve the Supreme Lord. If we keep further knowing that, then we will know that how to perform the yoga, which is by approaching a guru. If we keep on thinking of that, then Krishna will send a guru to us who will be able to teach us how to perform the yoga. And what are the actions so that is we'll know how to perform the yoga. That is, we will know that, okay, we have to approach a guru so to get the transcendental knowledge. Then this is the another you can say checkpoint, which is, okay, now we understood that I have to take the process of self-realization, and in order to do that, I have to get transcendental knowledge. Now I should seek a guru. Then the question, do I want to seek a guru? If you seek a guru, then if you constantly keep on thinking about it, then you will be put in the process of where a guru will be sent to you. And then the guru will tell you all the different kinds of yoga processes. And then after that, when you start practicing, you will know that Bhakti Yoga is the topmost and you seek the liberation. So the conferential knowledge is we are not the body. And the more conferential knowledge is of all the yoga processes, Bhakti Yoga is the easiest and the most effective. But the most confidential is this. In the Bhakti Yoga, the topmost result of the Bhakti Yoga is getting Krishna Prema, which is the love of Godhead. So there are different ways in which we can establish a relationship with the Supreme Lord, either as a friend, as a lover, as a parent, like different relationships, or just like treating Krishna as the Supreme Lord and engaging in his service. What we will understand is, even if we just engage in Krishna, understanding Krishna as the Supreme Lord, we will be able to come back to Godhead, get a Vaikuntha planet. But if we want to go to the topmost Vaikuntha planet, which is Goloka Vrindavan, then we have to find a loving relationship with Krishna. Means either we have to love Krishna as our child, like the Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj do, or we have to love Krishna as our friend, like what Arjuna or Uddhava they do, or we have to love Krishna as our lover, like what the Radharani and the gopis do. Okay, so that is the secret knowledge which is just touched in Bhagavad-gita, but we'll know more about this in Bhagavatam. So we will close this and we'll go to chapter 10. So far, clear? Any questions?
Yeah, Prabhu, all these slides and all they're showing. Is there any way we can get? I know you're putting it. Are we supposed to? I mean, can we just print it out or is there any book there you're
Yeah,
getting
these slides
from?
I was preparing for a class in Cleveland. I only was done until chapter 9. I don't have 10, 11, 12, but maybe once it's done, I can share the link. Because if you only have 9 slides, which in a different format, but I can share the slides which we shared, which we have for all 18 chapters, which is what I'm going to share for chapter 10, if you want.
So we can print it out, right? Use like.
Yeah, well, let me confirm that, and then because I haven't got a chance to talk to Gopikanta Prabhu, Krishna Prabhu, he is the one organizing this. He is traveling to India.
Okay.
He's back this week, and I'll find out.
Yeah, no problem. I was just wondering that is there a book or that we can just buy a book?
Yeah. So,
Thank you.
yeah, Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes.
So we said the prayers already, and then this whole class what we are doing is dedicated to His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. He is the founder Acharya of International Society for Krishna Consciousness. And we got inspired by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. He is the disciple of Prabhupada. And with that inspiration, we started this Bhagavad Gita 18 chapter 18-day program. We'll read a quick Gita Mahatmya before we get started. And this chapter 10 is a small one, so we can quickly go through that. Anyone wants to read the translation? We'll skip the verse.
Na shronti na patati geetam amrita rupinim hastat. I think I'm not very comfortable.
Yeah, hasta tyaktvaamrutam praptam sanaro visham asnute.
One who neither recites nor hears the Gita, which is the embodiment of ambrosia, drops nectar from his hand in order to drink poison.
Jai. So basically, see, one of the Mahatmya, it says that from Vaishnava Tantra Sara, that if we have Bhagavad Gita in our hand and we are not reading it, or we are not taking the opportunity to read it or hear Bhagavad Gita, it is like dropping the nectar that we have in the hand and taking poison and drinking it. That is the, I mean, it might be appearing harsh, but that is the reality, because our life is very short. We have to take to the process of self-realization. So chapter 10 is about the opulence of the absolute, which means that now Krishna is going to reveal all his opulences in this chapter. The same reason, right? Which is why, how can we know more, how can we love a person more and more if we know how great that person is, how good that person is, what great activities he does. Like for example, even if you take a colleague, or if some classmate, or someone who just got a job, and if they donated their first month's salary to someone, will be like, oh, this person is so kind, like that. And if there is a colleague who is always doing social work, then we'll be like, oh, this person is doing so many sacrifices. And so same thing, if we know that how great Krishna is, then we automatically mind will keep bringing Krishna again and again to our thought process, and which is what we want. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha.
Bhagwan.
Bhagavan Uvacha.
Acha,
Bhuya eva mahabaho
Bhuya
Bhuya eva
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 mahabaho.
mahabaho.
Mahabhavo.
shruну me paramam vachaha
shrunu me
Me
Shrunume
paramam
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 vachaha.
vachaha.
yatteham
Yat
priyamanaya
Yatte
Yatteham
ham
priyamanaya
priyamanaya
vakshyami hitakamyaya.
vakshyami
Vakshami
hitakamya.
hitakamaya.
Translation, anyone?
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, listen again, O mighty armed Arjuna, because you are my dear friend. For your benefit, I shall speak to you further, giving knowledge that is better than what I have already explained.
Right. So here we already covered this, but Bhagavan, what is the meaning of the word Bhagavan? One who possesses the six opulences in full. Um, Parashar Muni, he gives this definition. Means if someone is to be called as Bhagavan, which of course Krishna's to Bhagavan Swayam. He is Krishna, none other than Krishna, who is someone who is all strength, all wealth, all fame, all knowledge, all beauty, and all renunciation. Krishna lifted his Govardhana hill with his left hand little finger and held it for 7 days and 7 nights, which is basically 7 full days. We cannot even keep our hand up for like few minutes, and so imagine Krishna's strength. Some people will say that, oh, Krishna is a like an ordinary human being. After he turned 16 years, he went on top of a mountain, he meditated, and he got all realization came down. So we also can become like Krishna. No, it's all not it's all like unintelligent assessment, because if you read the Krishna's activities, he Putana tried to kill him when he was 6 months old, and he sucked the life out of Putana when she put poison on her nipples and tried to kill Krishna. And when the Trinavarta came, he's a little boy. And when the Damodara pastime happened, he's also like I think 5 or 6 years old when he pulled the wooden grinding motor between two trees, and two divine creature uh, entities come out, and then they go back to Godhead. Like Nalakuvera and Manigriva. So all those activities he did, he killed so many demons, and he did wonderful pastimes when he was a little boy. And some we say that, oh, Krishna is an ordinary human being like us. It's all lacking in knowledge and out of enviousness only. And Krishna is all wealth. Like, for example, Vishnu, in every universe, he enters as Mahavishnu. And Mahavishnu enters into every universe as Garbhodaksha Vishnu, Kshirodakasha Vishnu, and there is the goddess of fortune who is worshipping Vishnu. And people will be like, oh, I want Mother Lakshmi's blessing on me. I want to become rich like that. But the key is Mother Lakshmi is called Chanchala, means she will not stay in one place. And we might be wealthy now, and after a few years, we might not be. But the key is she's always there when where Narayana is there. So if we bring Krishna, Narayana, or Vishnu, whatever name you want to call, into our life, opulence will always be there with us. And he's all fame. The Jagannath Rath Yatra, we know how popular he is, and now this Rath Yatra is happening in every town and village in the whole world, thanks to Srila Prabhupada and the Krishna conscious movement. And he's all knowledge. Who else can give all this knowledge to Arjuna other than Krishna himself? Because he is the source of all knowledge. And Krishna, the name itself means the all attractive, because he is the all beauty. If we really come face to face Krishna, and there is nothing else that will stop us from not being attracted to him. We will always be fully attracted. And in spite of having all these opulences, he's completely renunciated, means he's ready to give up everything. He doesn't have any attachment like we have. Like if we get some strength, some name, fame like that, we'll be like so much puffed up. But Krishna, it's he doesn't have to. He's Atma Rama, means he's fully satisfied by himself. There is nothing he needs to do. And if really there is anything, he renounces immediately. We have seen the example of Sudama. When he comes, Krishna goes running to the gate, and he puts Sudama on the throne, and then he washes his feet. All the people around, they will like, who is this great personality? Krishna himself is doing all this service to him. So Krishna doesn't care about the opulences that he have. Bhagavad-gita chapter 10 is very important for the 4 verses that it has. It's called the Chatushloki, means these 4 verses in Bhagavad-gita, 10.8, 10.9, 10.10, and 10.11. These cover the complete essence of Bhagavad-gita. And we will read those today. Aham sarvasya prabhavo
Aham sarvasya
Prabhu,
mattas sarvam pravartate
Mattam Sarvam Pravartate,
iti matva bhajante mam
Iti
iti
Matva
matva
Bhajante,
bhajante
Mam,
Buddha bhava samanvitaha.
Buddha Bhava
samvitaha.
Samanata.
Translation, anyone?
I am the source of all spiritual and material. Everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know this emerge in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts.
Jai, thank you, Mataji. So basically, this is the key. We have been, Krishna is telling that we have to do bhakti yoga. Bhakti yoga is nothing but completely engaging in the service of Krishna. But what is the key? What is the condition that we have to meet, or what is the condition that has to be met, maybe for us to take to the devotional service is with complete conviction is this, which is we have to understand that Krishna is the source of everything, both the material and spiritual worlds. And basically, this is where the concept of Mahavishnu and all the things we have. Like, yeah, we can take 2 minutes to explain that. Basically, we have our father. Our father has a father. So if we keep going back and back like that, there should be one person from whom everything came, right? Who is that person?
Krishna.
Krishna.
Yeah, science says it is Adam and Eve, but somebody has to, Adam and Eve must have come from someone. They don't automatically come, right? But like that, if we keep going like that, uh, basically the confidential knowledge is this, which is in the material world. If we go back like that, it goes to Mahavishnu. And Mahavishnu is an expansion of Krishna. So the concept we have to understand is there is this material world and there is this spiritual world. anybody in the material world cannot even imagine what the spiritual world is like, because the material world is bound by the material laws, and the knowledge is all restricted here. We cannot, it's bound. We cannot imagine the unlimited consciousness, unlimited knowledge, unlimited existence that is there in the spiritual world. So in the material world, if we keep going back and back and back, we will reach to the point of Vishnu. So that's why when we say that everything is coming from Vishnu, which is correct. And then if we go from further up, which is into the spiritual world, then we will see that there are so many Vaikuntha planets, and there are different avatars of Krishna. So basically, what if an avatar is coming, like let's say Lord Rama is coming, Lord Krishna is coming, when the avatars, the time of appearance is over, when they are about to disappear, does it mean that avatar is dying? No, that is the misconception. So an avatara will appear and disappear. And after the disappearance, the avatara will go back to the spiritual world and always existing there. It's not like us humans where we take birth and then after some time we die, right? So that spiritual world, all the different avatars that we see in the material world have always been existing. And in that avatars of that, when we go and see who is the first avatara, it turns out to be Krishna. And um, there is a verse in Brahma Samhita. What is that? Ishvara Parama Krishnaha Sachitananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. He is the Anadi, means there is nobody before Krishna. He is the Adi, he is the first one. Govinda, Sarva, another Govinda, Sarva Karana Karana means there is no cause beyond Krishna. And how can we confirm that? Either we have two ways: either we do explore for millions of lifetimes, or we take the what the Acharya like Brahma was saying, all the different Narada was saying, all the different sages were saying. And one Rishi, we know Markandeya Rishi, right? Anyone knows who he is? He is the one who was having an initially short lifespan, but then when Yama comes to take his life away, he embraces the Shivalinga, and they will not be like he was. Yama was not able to take his life away, and then when he grows up, he sits in meditation and he also gets the same question: who is the source of everything? And he meditates for thousands and thousands of years. Then finally he gets the mercy of the Supreme Lord, and he was able to see that once after all the material world is annihilated, everything that is left is only the little Krishna on a
The boat.
leaf. Yeah, on a Vatatrasai, it is said he is on a banyan leaf sucking his own toe, which is that he is always happy by himself, but it is for our own pleasure that he expands. And so, how can we understand that what is who is Krishna and who is Vishnu is? There is no difference. Like, for example, when you are at home, you are so and so, right? When you go to office, you might be like, for example, when I go to office, I might be called as Mr. Das, but at home I might be called as a different name because a pet name. But is it two different persons or is it the same person?
Same person.
Same person. If somebody in the office comes and says, "Oh, this person is a very nice boss. He treats his people very well," and he feels that person is arguing with the person at home, if one of the family member, how like funny it would be, right? So basically, there is no difference between Krishna and Vishnu. When Krishna expands as Vishnu to take care of these material activities, we call him Vishnu. But when we try to associate Krishna as a family member, then he's Krishna. So in a house, in a room full of these are all like little bit more technical, since this is the most confidential knowledge. Not many people know this, but since we have to cover everything, I'm telling this. In a room full of candles, there will be, let's say, 100 candles. Each candle will be emitting the same energy and the light, right? But there should be one candle that is the first candle. So all the avatars are nothing but the expansions of Krishna only, and there is no difference in terms of their power, propensity, or their what is called the opulence or the power, everything. So even if we take one avatara, we'll go back home back to Godhead. But it is easier to take Krishna because he will be able to have a relationship with us in any of the different relationships that we can have. So once we understand that Krishna is the source of everything, and then we will be able to worship him with all our hearts. That conviction should come. And how does it come? Machitta madgata prana
Machit
Chitta
Machita Madgata Prana
bodhayantah parasparam
Bodhayanta Parasparam
Param
kathayantascha mam nityam
Katayantascha Mam Nityam
Nityam
tushyanti cha ramanti cha.
Tushyanti Ramanti Cha.
Translation, anyone?
Manticha.
The thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. Their lives are fully devoted to my service, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another and conversing about me.
So what do the devotees who fully want to have Krishna in their life do? They always engage in Krishna Katha. And what is the benefit of that? It is Tushyanti Ramanti, means that it gives great satisfaction and enjoyment. So if you are naturally attracted to all the stories of the Supreme Lord, then it means that you have that deep liking to the having Krishna as the in your life. Okay. Tesham satata yuktanam
Tesham satatayuktanam
Yuktanam
bhajatam priti purvakam
Bhajatam Priti Purvakam
Purvakam
dadami buddhi yogam tam
Dadami Buddhi
Buddhi
Yogam Tam
yena mam upayanti te.
Yena Mama
Mama Upayante.
Upayanti Te.
Translation, anyone?
To those who are constantly devoted and worship me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. So one might get a question. Okay, if I constantly engage in serving Krishna, listening
Devoted.
to Krishna Katha, or chanting the holy name, how will I get the knowledge to go back home, back to Godhead? How? Because in chapter 4, we said we need to have transcendental knowledge, right? So, but for example, if you want to become a doctor, can you become a doctor without studying anything, medicine? You cannot.
You need a guru.
Yeah, we need Guru, everyone. But even in here, when the Guru will guide us to say that engage in the Krishna's worship, do chanting, how can we get the knowledge? Is Krishna is saying, I am seated within everyone's heart. I give everyone who is engaged in my service the complete knowledge, which is to know what is right, what is wrong, and how to go back home, back to Godhead. Okay, so we don't have to worry about extra endeavor of studying Vedas and getting Vedic knowledge. All the revelations will come from within only. तेषाम् एवानुकम्पार्थम्
Tesham
Tesham Eva.
Anukampartam
अहम् अज्ञानजं तमः
Aham
Aham Ajnana Jam
Ajnanajam
Tamaha
नाशयाम्यात्मभावस्तो
Nashayami
Nashayatma
Atma
Bhavastu
Bhavastu
ज्ञानदीपेन भास्वता.
Gnana
Gnanadipena
Dipena Bhaswata.
Bhava.
Translation, even?
Out of compassion for them, I dwelling in their heart, destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance.
Yeah, so Krishna is saying that those who are engaged in his service, Krishna will destroy the ignorance. Ignorance means that the reason, the lust, the desires, the material desires, all that he will be completely wiping them off from within. So those are the 4 verses in Bhagavad Gita, which means that we have to understand Krishna is the source of everything. We have to engage in his service completely. And we have also read in chapter 9, right, which is Pratyakshagamam dharmyam susukam kartum avayam. It is not that you have to do this service and then you will get the result only after liberation. No, the the beauty or the benefit of devotional service is you actually start perceiving the results. You actually start feeling that happiness right in the process. Actually, you will start. It's only a person who experiences can tell. But if you want to experience it, you have to do that. And then once we understand Krishna, we'll engage in his service. And by that, what is the benefit means? All our ignorance will be wiped away by Krishna only, and he will take us back, home back to Godhead. And after revealing all those things, Krishna Arjuna is now saying that Arjuna was Param Brahma Parandama Pavitram Paramam Bhavan Purusham Shaswatam Divyam Adidevam Ajam Vibhum Ahustvam Rishayah Sarve Devarshi Naradastata Asito Devalo Vyasaha Swayam Chaiva Pravishime. Translation, anyone?
Arjuna,
Arjuna said, "You are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the ultimate abode, the purest, the absolute truth. You are the eternal, transcendental, original person, the unborn, the greatest. All the great sages such as Narada, Asita, Devala, and Vyasa confirm this truth about you. And now you yourself are declaring it to me."
So after the four Chaturslokis are mentioned, which is the essence, Arjuna is now saying that, "Oh Krishna, I now completely understand that you are the original, transcendental, eternal, unborn, greatest person. And it is not me saying. All the great sages also say, which is Narada, Asita, Devala, Vyasa. So we also have the same thing, right? Either we take what Krishna is saying and not just what Krishna is saying and what Arjuna confirmed, what Narada, Asita, Devala confirmed, and we come to the understanding that Krishna is the ultimate and follow his instructions, or we still have doubt that okay, Krishna is not the ultimate. There is so many other demigods. Will one demigod be angry if I start? I have been worshipping this demigod from my childhood. Will he be angry if I now turn to Krishna? No, if you and we have seen that all the demigods are indeed uh, appointed by Krishna only, by Vishnu, to take care of the material activities. If somebody is doing service to the king, will the ministers be unhappy? No. If somebody is and the ministers will also be happy because they are also in the same service. So no demigod will become unhappy if we worship Krishna. But Krishna will be unhappy if we disrespect the demigods. Means that we should not treat these demigods are designated positions, like those are like responsible living entities. If we disrespect them, because it will be like if somebody who comes to Krishna consciousness understand that Krishna is the topmost, and they're like, oh, I am the great person. I took Bahunam Janmanant. After many many births, I come to the understanding. So now I am invincible. I am great, and then they start disrespecting other demigods. Oh, they are like they are not equal to Krishna. They are why do I worship? No, we have to respect. The mood is anytime we approach a demigod, we have to say that oh, after many many births, I got the opportunity to understand that Krishna is the supreme Lord. I want your blessing. I want your mercy so that I can go forward in Krishna consciousness. Then the demigod will immediately serve, immediately shower their mercy. There is no doubt in that. But if we go to the demigod, or if we stay away, then try to, because we haven't reached Krishna yet, right? Krishna's mercy is not there. Krishna's mercy will come only if some devotee's mercy will come. All these demigods are different devotees. But when we go to the demigod and ask, oh, I want promotion, I want this, I want a nice house, nice car, then we are basically surrendering, not surrendering to Krishna, but getting carried away by our material desires. So in whatever activity we do, Yat Karosi Yadasnasi, 9.27 we read, right? Which is whatever activities that we do, if we have to always link it to Krishna. Even though we are going to any temple, we have to our prayer should be take me forward in Krishna consciousness, take me towards Krishna. If we keep asking that, we'll definitely see progress. Um, yeah, so now Arjuna is asking about, we'll wrap in another 2 to 3 minutes. We started a little late. So, oh Krishna, O Supreme Mystic, how can I constantly think of you and how shall I know you? In what various forms you are remembered, O Supreme Personality of Godhead? Now, Krishna, Arjuna is asking, I want to think more and more about you. The more I know you, the more I can think of you. So that's why Arjuna is asking, can you reveal all your opulences, the different forms that you take, which I can remember always. And O Janardana, again, please receive in detail your mystic power and your opulences. I am never satisfied in hearing about you because Krishna gave us a glimpse of his opulences in chapter 7, right? But Arjuna is asking to reveal his opulences again and again because he's not satisfied. The more you listen to Krishna Katha, the more you want to listen again and again because it will be very tasty, or in the sense like very pleasant to the heart. Um, and then Krishna says, yes, I will tell you my splendorous manifestation, but only those which are prominent because his opulences are unlimited. And he says that of all the demigods, I am Indra, of all the Adityas, I am Vishnu, of all the Rudras, I am Shiva, of all the generals, I am Kartikeya, of the Vasus, I am Agni, I am Daitya, I am Prahlada, of the Daityas, of the dispensers of law, I am Yama, of the creators, I am Brahma, of all the crosses of precreation, I am Kandarpa. Means essentially he's saying that everything is his expansion or manifestation only, and not just living entities, but even if we think about the different natures, Krishna is saying of the lights I'm the sun, the stars I'm the moon, of the mountains I'm Meru, and then of the immovable objects I'm Himalayas, of the water bodies I'm ocean, of the trees I'm the banyan tree, of the rivers I'm Ganga, and of the months I'm Margasira, of the seasons I'm the spring. And then of the sages, he's saying, I am Vyasa himself, I am Bhrigu Maharshi, I am Narada, I am Bruhaspati, I am Kapila, even I am Sukracharya, also the spiritual master of the demons. And of all, when Samudra Mathana was done, there are so many things that come out, like the horse that comes out, Uchaishwarya, he is Krishna himself. Airavat is Krishna. He said, of the cows I am Surabhi, of the serpents I am Vasuki, and I am also the Ananta. So he is both the Ananta and the Vasuki. And Ananta is the Adishesh that Krishna, Vishnu is sleeping on, and Vasuki is the snake around Shiva's neck. Of the fishes, he's the shark. Of the beasts, I'm lion. Basically, he's telling everything is me only. And in terms of the philosophical truths, he is the mind, he is the super soul that is sitting in everyone's heart. Of all the mantras, he is the Gayatri mantra. Of all the letters, he is the A, the first letter. And of all the compound words, he is the dual compound, means the Dvanda Samasa, which is very difficult to form. Science is the spiritual science of the self. Of all the logicians, he is the conclusive truth because there is no truth beyond him. If you can become a logician and try to come up with different logics, but all logics will come and conclude only to Krishna only. And of the Samaveda hymns, he is the Bruhat Sama. And secondly, he's also saying of all the vibrations, he is the transcendental Om. So even the sound, the first sound in the material world, that is Om, is Krishna only. And of all the sacrifices, he is the Japa Yagna, means the holy name. And of the Vedas, he is the Samaveda. Yagnanam Japa Yagnosmi, means of all the different we have seen, right? In chapter 3, we have to perform Yagna. And after all the yagnas, he is saying, I'm the sacrifice of the chanting of the holy name. So that's why in the Kali Yuga, we have to chant the holy name of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So once we do the chanting, we are basically inviting Krishna into our life, and then he dances on our tongue if we are fully chanting with all sincerity and all focus and meditation, dedication. Then we will start seeing Krishna's hand in our life. Okay. Any questions before we close today's session?
What is Samaveda? Is it all sacrifices included in that? Samaveda?
So the
I don't know much.
Samaveda is the one that has all the different poetry, which is very pleasing to hear those mantras.
Right.
That's why he's saying I'm Samaveda. But of course, everything is him, but he's also saying I'm. And towards the end, he says that, oh Arjuna, what is the use of knowing all these opulences? Because everything is me only, and whatever I have told, which are the great opulences, the prominent ones, are nothing but only a small fragment of my total potency. So all these great things that we just read, they are nothing but a just minute fragment of Krishna's potency. Any questions?
Yeah.
Is it clear?
Yes. That's it.
Okay, great. If no questions, we'll say the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra once and close today's session. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. भगवान श्री कृष्ण परमात्मा की जय, किरंदराज भगवत गीता की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. All glories to Krishna. Hare Krishna. All glories to Vaishnava devotees. Hare Krishna. Thank you everyone. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much for your
Thank you,
time.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. See you all tomorrow for chapter 11.